Like 2008, like I feel like you were worried they were taking too long, so you jumped like super fast. So 2008,
Okay.
real estate crash. Because 2008 to now, you realize that that's 7 years. You jumped 7 years. 2008 freed us up, moved to Las Vegas, and I became a photographer.
4 years. Yes. 2008 to Vegas. 4 years.
Right, but
Okay.
in the context of the thing. So we need to edit all this, by the way.
Oh, I don't care. People can listen to us bicker. We do that a lot too. We're not perfect.
So
And
2000,
like I said, we don't agree on everything, so we'll work it out. Okay, so you want to go back to 2008.
2008, we had a complete 180 in 2008, and
That's when you made me live in the house we were flipping.
yeah, so and it comes back to the idea of I think you learn more when times are hard than when everything seems to be going along perfectly. It sucks, but I do think that there's lessons to be learned there. So I feel like that we financially we were pretty smart. When times were going well, we thought we were living on much less than we were earning, but it turns out that we were wrong. The other thing I think that we found out during that time period is that if you can build a business and not have to use a lot of debt to do it, and you can build businesses without using a lot of debt to do it, that it will make life more comfortable. 'Cause I can tell you, it's a lot of weight on your shoulders to have debt tied up in the context of making a return on something like real estate. We had mortgages on it. It wasn't free and clear. And so when things got a little rough, it wasn't just about making our house payment or our utility payments or our car payment. It became, how do you make all those payments and all the mortgage payments
when rent's not coming
when
in.
people didn't pay their rent
Yeah.
and somebody came in the middle of the night and stole everything. Literally, we had somebody steal a kitchen sink one time. So the
Hot water heater while the water was still on, so it's spewing
absolutely.
everywhere.
So how do you do that? And I think
Yeah.
that was a moment when we had a lot of conversations and frustration, and that
About
is when
spending less.
and that is when we ended up living in a house that we were flipping, and this one's a trooper. There's not many girls would have.
It
Not
was
many
like
women would have done
construction site for like 6. Well, we didn't have a kitchen for 6 months, so
cooked on
we cooked on the grill or ate out.
ate out or cooked on the
it was
grill,
like a
and
constant
there was the house was down to the
dust,
studs.
yeah, and
Studs
dirt,
in a lot of places, and so we did that. And talk about not being able to get away from work. Every time you look around, you see
yeah,
something that needs to be
done.
Yeah. And so we went through that time period, and we just slowly but surely we got out of from under mortgages. We sold some of the houses. Some of them we let the bank have it back, and some of them got short sold, and slowly we got out of that. And as we got away from that, then we started seeking some clarity on, how do we get back to the plan that we had, but how do we do it smarter?
Right.
And I think it really took that till 2009, 2010 for us to say, like, how do we do that? And I know we read the 4-hour work week.
2008 through 2010, 2011. I mean, we were just trying to keep our head above water. It was
Just
more like
hustling.
the tip of our nose.
Hustling
Yeah.
every day.
And just trying to make it work.
I did junk hauling and demolition business, which is a phenomenal business. It pays really well, but on the flip side, it also is just brutal work.
Yeah.
Especially when it's 100 degrees with
Forgot about
90% humidity.
Yeah. Well, so we did junk hauling. We did painting of exterior houses. You had that heat stroke when it was like 110 in Oklahoma. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I mean, the barn. The guy told me he'd pay me to paint his barn, and we had the equipment to do it, and the payments were coming up, and I mean, I would never in a million years do that job for that price again, but there was payments coming
At
up,
that
and
moment,
and in that moment we had to do what we had to do.
Well, we refused to go get normal jobs, so
The flip
if
side
you will.
is a normal job for us would have paid X number of dollars, and
Yeah.
we made
more
far more
time.
by hustling in smaller
Yeah.
amount of time.
Yeah, we made more per hour by doing our own thing, but definitely, but it's definitely not consistent necessarily. But it got us through. I mean,
Got us through, and it got us
definitely.
the 4 hour. I think the 4 hour work week.
Yeah, you
By
read
Timothy
that.
Ferriss, amazing book. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend
Mm-hmm.
reading it. Workaholics are going to hate it. You're going to find every excuse in the world why.
I agree with it. Don't get me wrong, but I am a workaholic.
It's not so much about the 4 hour, only working 4 hours a week, because we sure don't. It's about the premise and this idea of really, again, living by design and living with intention. So we read that.
Well, we've come to a place too where we're doing what we love to do. So we still have to be pretty careful, because even though we love what we do, we tend to work a lot more than probably we should, to be balanced. But since we love it, we just continue to work. I mean, we'll be working till 2 a.m. in the morning, or right through. We don't stop for lunch or anything like that. But or it'll be a holiday and people are like, hey, what plans do you have? Like Halloween tomorrow, and we're like, oh, we're working.
Or we don't even realize that it's. But that's.
Yeah.
So we
But
read
4
that.
hour work week, yeah. We were talking about the 4 hour work week. Oh, our number one priority after reading the 4 hour work week was we wanted location freedom, which meant a business online or a blog or something that we could do from anywhere.
Yeah, which is what kind of got me into currency trading and trading is you can do that from any place in the world.
Right.
And also just being able to build businesses with the power of the internet. So
okay, you were talking about the internet. It's not really new, but for businesses, it's definitely just now developing. Like originally, like people would go on there and search things, read things. They could be social, but now we're figuring out that businesses are catching on. Or it's been over the last 5 years, but it's definitely.
Well, businesses have come and gone and done really, really well. But for smaller people, like a one-person brand, or in our case, a two-person brand, or something like that, the internet is really coming into fruition, really, in terms of allowing some financial freedom, some time freedom, so on and so forth. And also, I think the other thing that we really impacted us about the 4 hour work week, and I know this is one thing that changed in terms of our overall plan, is originally we had this idea of we'll get to this much net worth, and we actually accomplished that. That much net worth was not what we thought it would be. And so for meeting the 4 hour work week, we came up with this idea of we actually need this much money coming in per month. Now we have scales of where we'd like to be. I'm sure everybody does, but we need this much coming in to do these things. And if we could make that much money come in only 4 hours per week, or only 10 hours per week, as opposed to 40, 50, 60 hours per week, then what kind of lifestyle could we have? We do work a lot, but in terms of lifestyle, we also will go out and sit by the pool in the afternoon. We can do that.
Work hard, play hard is our motto.
Yeah, we can get up.
You've heard that, I'm sure, but
we can get up when we want, but then we might work late. But the point is that how could we build businesses that provided a certain amount of income? I think everybody has this idea of, well, I want to get to $1 million, or I want to get to 10 million, or I want to get to 20 million. And I think, well, if I had 20 million in the bank, then I would be able to live this life. But that's the other thing about the internet, is it allows you to tap into a business, and it's not about you have $20 million in the bank or $20 million in assets, but you have $20,000 a month that comes in with minimal effort, or $10,000 a month that comes in with minimal effort, or $5,000. I mean, if you make $5,000 with minimal effort and you live in the Philippines, you're doing extremely, extremely well. So it's very relative when you think about that. And the 4 hour work week definitely changed our thinking on that. And that's what
we went from our story to internet.
got you. No, because that's what got us thinking. It's got me doing the currency. It got really growing our businesses online. You're doing photography, but you grow your business online. You share it socially. The junk hauling and demolition, I was getting jobs all online with extremely low effort. I wasn't having to knock on doors.
Right. That makes sense.
And your photography business, you can either do a super high volume, or you can do low volume with quality and make way more money. So that's what got you and led you into photography, junk hauling, demolition, currency trading, building businesses online. which we've done. And
well, as we were doing this and succeeding, then people started asking
right,
what we were doing, how we were doing it.
absolutely.
And we'll call him all the time and ask him questions. And with his real estate background, ask about investing
Right.
and if this is a good deal, or should I buy this house, or should I do this deal, or what do you think about this business? Yeah. So.
And then I think honestly the 4-hour work week is what made us also make a list of things that we had it before. So we've had places on our list from back in the day, 14 years ago, like Naples, Florida, or Tucson, Arizona, and we always had reasons, but we remade a list. We got extremely detailed, like really detailed about what a place would have that we would want to live. And you made a list and I made a list, and our lists were we each had some variants, but we also had a ton of things that were in common. And we took our first vacation that we had since 2008. Maybe we went to Mexico, so maybe our second vacation, and we came to Vegas to visit your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Got back from Vegas, and you found our list.
Yeah, like the day after. It was
Like, yeah, the day after, which this is why you gotta write down your plan, put it in writing, and make goals. I can't even explain.
Yeah, if I
how
hadn't found
often
the list.
that happens. You found the list, and you run, like literally, I remember you running into the living room where I was sitting on my computer, and you're like, you're not gonna believe this.
Yeah.
I found these lists, and Vegas checks every one of these boxes, which is weird just because water and beaches is super high on both of our priority lists, and Vegas you would think is just a desert. Just so you know, Vegas actually has some beautiful lakes within an hour drive.
Yeah.
So
There's-
there is water here, and California's 4 hours away,
Yeah.
or an hour flight.
Yeah.
So we started thinking like, hey, houses are gone. Our businesses are pretty flexible. The way we're making money right now is pretty flexible. Maybe we should make a move.
Yeah.
And we moved to Vegas.
Well, we came back 3 times.
Came back
first.
3 times.
Just to make
To
sure.
double check.
Yeah.
That's when we moved to Vegas.
We came back 3 times within like 6 months and then moved. Like,
Right.
yeah. At New Year's, yeah.
Yep. New Year's of 2012. So January 1st, 2012.
2013.
So December 31st
Of
of 2012.
Yeah.
January 1st of 2013.
Yeah, because January 1st, 2016 will be 3 years.
Yep. So, and moved to Vegas, and
Best decision ever.
best decision ever. Best decision.
There's a lot more to Vegas than the Strip, for sure. The
Yes.
Strip's fun though too.
The Strip
but,
is fun. It's good people watching, but there's so much more to Vegas. The hiking, the weather. It's only hot for a couple of months in the summer, and
Mhm.
only relatively cold by my standards,
Yeah.
and for like a month to 45 days in the winter, and the rest of the time the weather is beautiful. And then we just got to work here in Vegas,
Yeah, well, we
building. We had to rebuild.
rebuild all of our businesses.
I
for
got my
sure.
real estate license here. You started building your photography business. You had already done a few shoots, again by advertising before we came out here and the power of the internet. But you built your business, was doing real estate, coaching, all that, and
Yeah, we just like definitely have worked our butts off over the past 3 years. I mean, everything we do, obviously, we hold it to.
right,
You know,
time freedom.
yeah.
We've had it. I can't even explain the opportunities that we have put on the back burner, or just went ahead and passed up, even though they would be extremely lucrative, because we want to have freedom. We want to have time freedom.
Yeah, we don't want to be tied down for sure.
Yeah.
But we've taken a few vacations to like San Diego and stuff, but we've just really buckled down and focused on priorities for our businesses and building our businesses. So we've made some sacrifices for sure.
And that's what we've made a ton of friends here, and
Yeah.
they all there's a general, I think there's a general outlook of people here of couples, power couples, who are wanting to build a business, wanting to retire earlier, wanting to spend more time together, not be working all the time, and that's really what I was doing coaching, you're doing coaching, we're doing this stuff, but there's just that niche, and when we looked, we didn't see other people really doing it.
Yeah, nobody's really doing it.
I'm sure there's somebody, because it's a big place.
Well,
but
they're doing it more marriage, like
Yeah, so-
marriage counseling.
yeah, we did want to be
But-
marriage counselors, but we do want to share like
What has worked for
what has worked for us, and like how we get along, how we
don't always get
come
along.
to conclusions on what we're gonna do next on business. That's what that's part of our story and slash
Yeah.
things that we're gonna share, and what.
I was trying to say earlier, you cut me off. I was saying we made some sacrifices, but we're getting to go to Thailand in January.
We are gonna go to
We're taking
Thailand.
our first big trip since we've moved to Vegas, and we get to go to Thailand, and we're really excited about that.
Absolutely, there's
So
some both
there's some business opportunities
business
in Thailand as
business
well.
opportunities in Thailand, which I'm also excited about. Slash, we're gonna have a blast.
Yeah.
Just being there, and that's gonna be an amazing experience for us.
Yeah, we'll try to take some videos so you
And
guys can kind of.
that'll be the upcoming story.
Ooh, our high-low. We can do our high-lows in Thailand.
We
So
will
you
do our
guys-
high-lows, and if you haven't seen our high-low videos, check them out. If you're watching this video first and you haven't seen our weekly high-low videos, definitely check those out. Every week we do a high and a low for the week.
They're super fun. They're good to reflect back on your week, for sure, to see like your high points, what you've been working for, and then your lows where maybe you need to do a little bit of work, or sometimes, things happen that suck and you just want to reflect upon them, I guess.
It's also a great way to come together. So for
Yeah.
couples to come together and, rather than hash out the broad spectrum of stuff that happened during the week and get inundated with a lot of stuff that maybe isn't important, you can really narrow it down to
Focus.
finding out what happened for your significant other
Yeah.
that they was really, really impactful, and then what really, really sucked, which I think that's super beneficial because
Yeah, I think you can definitely, it helps the relationship too.
like our high
Sharing your highs and lows. Even if you're not working together, like there's some power couples, if you will, where the mom stays at home and, takes care of the kids, and the dad's a business owner. And so, and she's just there to kind
Or
of
vice
support
versa.
him, or vice versa, it could be stay-at-home dad and the mom's the business owner, or it could be a couple that has two different businesses and, one manages restaurants and one, is a lawyer. So they both have, very high power businesses, but how to come together. And that's a great way for people who are definitely separate during the week, to come together and do their high-low, so they can share that together.
Yeah, we're throwing that in with our story, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is part of our story.
It is part of our story, yeah.
So
So I don't know what else
That's-
is
well, I
our
think
story.
that's our story for up to today.
Yeah.